Alright, we're going to do two problems in this video, a little faster, a little less highlighting. First we're going to factor 8x squared minus 26x minus 45, which looks like it might be a hard problem, but let's find out. It's probably not. So we make our table. First thing we have to do is a times c. So a is 8, c is negative 45. 8 times negative 45 is negative 360. You might need a calculator for that. If you do, grab it and do it. Otherwise, work it out. And then we need, so those are our two numbers that we find are going to multiply to negative 360. We also need them to sum up to negative 26, which of course is the coefficient of x, or b if you're thinking ax squared plus bx plus c. Alright, so maybe you're not so familiar with negative 360, I don't know. It seems to me 10 and 36 is a good place to start, but of course that won't give me the right sign on the sum, so I'm going to go with negative 10 and positive 36. But if I add those, I get positive 26, which is not what I want, so let me just flip the sign around. And this will give me a sum of negative 26. So this is actually my pair that I want to break negative 26 up into. So I will rewrite. So hopefully if you've watched the other videos and you know what you're doing, so I don't feel like I'm flying to you here, even though I kind of am. So I've broken it up. I have 8x squared minus 36x plus 10x. So what I did here was I put the minus 1 first and the plus 1 second. The reason that I did that was it makes a factoring a little more obvious when you do it that way. So I'll pretty much always do that when one of them is negative and then the other one is positive, just to make it easier. Group these things. So 8x squared minus 36x, and then 10x minus 45. Those go together. And now we do our group factoring. So I have 8x squared minus 36x. So what can I take out of there? Well, I can take out a 4 from the 8 and the 36, and I can take an x out from the x squared and the x. And what am I left with? I'm left with 2x minus 9. So 8x squared, so 8 over 4 is 2. X squared over x is x. And then negative 36 over 4 is negative 9, and x over x is 1. And from the second set, plus, I can take a 5 out. So if I take out a 5, I am left with 2x and minus 9. Okay, so it worked out. They're in different colors, but they're the same thing. So I'll group factor again. So remember, this process always comes down to essentially group factoring 3 times after we find the numbers that we want. So I take 2x minus 9 out, and I am left with 4x plus 5. And that, if I multiply it together, will give me 8x squared minus 26x minus 45. So we factored it. Alright, I'm going to do one more, which is actually, this is the kind of problem that you might be given initially. I just want to show you that this actually works on this. So I want to factor x squared plus 11x plus 28. So a is 1, b is 11, c is 28. Okay, so first step, multiply a and c. So 1 times 28, well, that's 28. So I need two numbers that multiply to 28, and then I also need them to sum up to 11, or add up to 11. Alright, so maybe you don't know the factor pairs that give you 28. So maybe you start with 2 and 14. So they multiply to 28, but when you add them, you get 16. So that's not good, and we can't even change the signs and make that work out. So let's move up. So 28 is not evenly divisible by 3. It is evenly divisible by 4, so let's go with that. How about 4 and 7? Add those together, you get 11. So that's actually our target pair. So let's rewrite. We get x squared plus 4x plus 7x and plus 28. And we will group. So x squared plus 4x, and then plus 7x plus 28 is our other group. Factor by grouping. So in the first group, all we can really take out is an x, and we're left with x plus 4. In the second group, all we can actually take out is a 7. So plus 7, and we're left with x plus 4. Okay, so it looks like we can take an x plus 4 out of both of these, so let's do that. Take out x plus 4, and we are left with x plus 7, and that's our answer. So the method works on this as well. And that's kind of the AC method, and I hope you found this helpful. Good luck.